Hi everyone, my name is Maddie. If you don't know me, and if you do, welcome from my Maddy Reactions channel. That's my second YouTube channel. I am deciding to finally post a daggone video on this channel about modeling because I really want to share with you. Firstly, if you're someone who's curious about what goes on in the modeling industry, if you're someone who is looking to get into the industry, I can kind of share my personal stories and tidbits and advice if I have it for you. And then I also am going to be sharing stories with you, funny, scary, crazy, sad, happy, and exciting. There are going to be a bunch of different style of stories from my modeling career of 15 years. And I hope that you enjoy this. And also, I'm always open to questions. I'm someone who tries to be as responsive as I can in the comment section. So if you have any questions for me, let me know. I think that I'm going to format some of these videos in the future as like 5 steps or 10 steps to do something. But right now, it's just kind of an introduction on me, why I feel that I can be telling you guys any details or information or guidance, share any guidance because of my personal story, and then you guys can decide what you feel you'd like to do question wise, and also if I can help you. Okay, so here this is just one of the cute things. I really one of my favorite things to do when I book a job is to get a print of myself so that I can have it and I can keep it for myself, because sometimes I forget all of the cool work that I've done. This is for FabFitFun. It's a subscription box. But oftentimes recently now, it's been kind of harder to get print copies of your modeling jobs because a lot of your work will be either commercial or it will be online, so it's not printed out properly, so you have to print it out, and it's just like ain't nobody got time to go to UPS or USPS or whatever and print out on like printer paper, like you know what I mean. Anyways, we're probably gonna edit that around because I'm blabbering. But anyways, so I began modeling in my home state, and then I was scouted at my mother agency. And guys, for anyone who wants to know what mother agency means, mother agency is your original agent. And they are typically your agent who will promote you, especially if you're younger and starting out in the industry. I was about 17, 18 years old when I started. Before that, I did Barbizon modeling school. Absolutely do not recommend any of that stuff to you guys. This is something that you probably heard time and time again. If you are wanting to get into the modeling industry, never, absolutely never pay someone upfront any cost. Do not do it because it is always a scam. There may be some girls who receive, or guys, let's not be genderist, right? Some guys, some girls or guys that receive great agents from Barbizon Modeling School, but a majority of the people, they are just taking money from you and then having you walk with someone who's a teacher, right? My teacher was super nice, but it's just like the teachers are not successful. Like, they're teaching. This is their profession, is to teach. It's not to actually be a successful model that is traveling across the world, because obviously if you're a successful model traveling across the world or the country, then you don't have time to teach someone's class to tell younger girls and guys how to apply makeup and how to walk. But if you're someone who wanted to do something and kind of understand like how to gain some confidence for yourself, I think that it's totally a helpful class for that. But I don't really think that you need to spend $2,000-$3,000 to walk around and feel more confident. I think that there are a lot of free content and free classes that you can take that will teach you just as well. So yes, so first rules for first, and I'm aging myself, but if someone's walking up to you in the mall, if someone's contacting you, more commonly now it'd be contacting you through Instagram. If someone's contacting you through Instagram and they're asking you for payment, absolutely do not do it. And I can tell you guys a few stories of recent occurrences that have happened with me as well in that regard. Even if you have an agency reaching out to you, if they want you enough, which they better want you enough, because if not, they're not going to book you for jobs. And then it's just a waste. I'm telling you right now. If they want you enough, they are not going to ask you to pay anything up front aside from potentially your comp card, which is like a little card. Let me see, guys. Ooh. Aside from your comp card, they'll ask you to pay for your comp cards, right? So they'll have you do something like this sometimes. And then they may ask you for a website fee. And this is just to host your photos on their website. But I have been with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've been with 7 agencies. And out of the 7, I think it was really like it was like a split. It was like 3 didn't ask for payment for the website, 4 did. So that's really, I think that it's really just a thing between agencies, whether they're going to ask you or not. But that's normal, okay? But if they come at you with something like, you need this amount of money to start, then number one, they're not interested enough. It's just like going on a date with someone, right? And then they're like, oh, I'm not gonna pay for your dinner, or I'm not gonna pay for your coffee, or whatever. You know, like you need to understand that they're not interested enough for it to work for you, because you need an agency that's like, we want you right now. We absolutely need you on our boards. We want you to work. And boards is just an expression for the website, right? The website and your photo on the website. So basically like this, but on their personal website, okay? So if they contact you and they're asking for payment upfront, do not do it. It's a scam. Let's do number 2. Okay, so I did the Barbizon school. I'm not going to credit them with much aside from just boosting my confidence, because I was a little bit of an insecure girl, okay? But after that, my friend actually was with the agency that I ended up signing with in the city. We were going to go to homecoming or something. So we were all cute in our little dresses, and she wanted to stop by her agency beforehand in case they wanted to take some updated photos of her. So I went with her, and they're like, hey, do we have you with us? And then I was like, no, I'm not with anyone. And they're like, well, do you want to sign with us? We would love to have you. I'm like, okay, awesome. So I signed with them. That agency is awesome. They're amazing. And I am so grateful for them, because they were the nicest people. So I signed with that agency, and then that agency found an agency in Miami that they thought would be a great fit for me, because they were looking for someone similar to me on my to put on their board. Again, when I say board, I'm talking about their website, right? For clients to look at. So I was very excited, and I'm like, yes, and people are always shocked, but I don't think that it's really that shocking. I am a plus size model, okay? I'm a curve model. Now, in this climate, because like I said, I've been doing this for 15 years. Now in this climate, I'm kind of in between somewhere. But at the beginning of my career, and it was very weird as it continued going on, in the beginning of my career, I was considered like plus size, all right? And the industry continued to change, and my title then changed from plus model to curve model. And now I'm just a normal model, but I'm not a runway model. If you've seen runway models, they're very thin. It's number one, it's for the designers. The designers would like to create a garment with the least amount of material as possible. This was like done a long time ago. This was just how it was done, and then it just remained that way because very thin models will showcase the clothing in the way that the designer would like for it to be showcased. And yes, we can be mad, we can be upset, we can be happy, whatever it is, that's just how it is, okay? So, and it's changing, right? But I mean, that's just the common, that's the straight size model, right? I'm technically a curve model. So I went to Miami. I was a model there. Um, I booked jobs. It was very cool to book jobs there because I was living in a big city. I was from a very rural area, and it was a lot of fun to book jobs and feel like I was doing something cool. I did commercial print jobs. I did stuff for a big box office store, office stores. Is that what they're called? No, big box retailers. There you go. Like JCPenney, Macy's, Kohl's, all of the big stores. I did a lot of catalog work, a lot of smiling, a lot of wearing clothes, and just being happy and just having fun. But we'll get into those stories later because I found out that my agency, not my agent and not my personal experience, but I found out that my agency was actually associated with someone who has been in the news quite a bit recently. Anyways, so I decided after seeing the underbelly of that city and in the environment that I was in that I wanted to move somewhere else. So I just decided to go to Los Angeles. And I moved to Los Angeles. Then I started modeling there. I looked for agency after agency. And luckily, my Miami agent had a connection with a model there who created her own agency. So I was with them for a bit. And then after I was with them for a bit, then I switched to another agency. And I think I booked this when I was in Los Angeles. So I did this in Los Angeles. I have other photos and whatnot, but I don't have them all with me, but I'll show you guys as we continue to get to know each other. So I started working in Los Angeles, but guys, this is something that you need to know about modeling. You need to know that you need to have some other source of income, whether that is working part-time. If you're watching dogs, I've watched dogs before. That's what I did previously. I watched dogs. I worked at yoga studios. I worked at coffee studios. I did a bunch of random stuff. And you guys should definitely have something. If you don't have something at that current point in time, if you're getting out of high school, start working in high school and save. Save about 3 or 4 months expenses for yourself if you're going to go on this modeling journey, okay? Because let me tell you, you do not want to be caught in vulnerable positions. You do not want to be caught in a vulnerable position because models get taken advantage very frequently, okay? So if you plan on going this route, you plan on moving from city to like large city, finding an agency, really pursuing modeling, make sure that you have an additional stream of income or at least 3 or 4 months of finances saved so you could live for those couple months, okay? And then you can find a part-time job to do while you're modeling, because let's be real, most models are not making the same income or the amount of continuous income as someone like Gigi Hadid or Naomi Campbell or Giselle. You know, like you need to have an additional source of income. If not, you will be in a very vulnerable position. And I'll talk to you guys about that in future videos. But anyways, so yes, I moved to Los Angeles, was working at yoga studios, working at multiple different yoga studios and doing the modeling stuff and just having fun. Then I ended up moving to Texas and I modeled there. I really like Texas. The environment there is very fun and there are a lot of cool opportunities. Each city as well, you'll get to know this if you go. Firstly, go look at their boards. Look at the top agencies' boards in each city. And I'm just giving you like tidbits out of my head, okay? We're gonna format this in future videos where it's 5 blah blah blahs, 10 blah blah blahs. But this one I'm just sharing information because it's coming to me. Go look at their boards. Go look at each city's board. Whatever agencies you're interested in potentially working with or your dream agencies, right? See what their models look like and see if it's realistic. And yes, some people may get upset with me for saying this, but it's modeling is a job, right? If you're bad at your job, then you're not going to get work. That's with any job, right? This is not to say that someone is unattractive or ugly or whatever. It's modeling is all subjective. But if you go to a city and that city is not about your look, then you're going to be feeling very frustrated because you're not going to receive the outcome that you're looking for. So you either need to change your look or you need to go to a city that's going to cater to your look, okay? And that was something that I was confused about at first. I'm kind of like, I don't understand. New York's market is different than Miami's market, is different than Los Angeles's market, is different than Texas's market, is different than it's different than Oregon's market. They're all different. Example, New York, you're gonna have a lot of runway and fashion, high fashion models, right? So that's a specific look. If you look at what's going on the runway right now, that's the kind of facial features that they're looking for. If you see what's going on in the fashion magazines or the fashion websites, if you go onto like some of the large high-end fashion retailers websites, if you look at the face features that are going on with these people and the sizes that they are, that is what they're going to be looking for in New York City, right? If you go to Miami, a lot of swimsuits are sold there, a lot of bikinis, a lot of lingerie is sold there. And then also you're going to get models that are doing like commercial stuff, lots of smiles. But New York is different than Miami, right? New York models are going to be more, they're going to be more abstract faces. I don't really know how to word that. The faces are going to be very very specific, right? But it's also going to be not as much work on the face. And when I mean work, I mean maybe someone had Botox or someone had like injection somewhere, or someone had something going on, right? I'm not saying that that's beautiful or unattractive, okay? I'm just saying that's how it is. If you go to somewhere like Miami, there are going to be some girls that maybe have had some things like done, and you need to either anticipate that market and prepare for it, or find a market that's suitable for you. You understand what I mean? I'm literally not trying to be mean. I'm just saying, like, it's very frustrating. Does that mean that there's not a possibility that you could find a niche in a market inside of one of these cities that I'm talking about that's not traditionally your look? No, absolutely not. You could totally find a potentially a narrow market for yourself. But I'm just saying that if you want to make it easier first, you want to find a city that is going to promote you, that is going to boost you, and that's going to get you as high as possible, as fast as possible. Because with modeling, once you hit like 24, 25, unless you are very, very genetically blessed and your skin can still remain wrinkleless, or you have really natural looking Botox, whatever it is, then you're going to see that it's just, there are more beautiful young girls, there are more beautiful young men. They're going to keep flowing in new prospects. It's like once you hit about 24, 25, if you haven't done anything very large yet, then you really, really want to push wherever you're at, okay? Because people are going to be a bit ageist. This market is ageist, okay? Unless you're talking about like gray fox and like gray grannies that are just like super sleek and fashiony. Yes, they like the older, they like extremes. They like the older, they like the younger. The in-between can work for commercial print, but you have to find the right agent, because there's always going to be people that are in between as well that are looking. So you need to have the drive to want it. You need to find the right agent. Anyways, so yes, so New York's market is going to be different than Miami's market. Los Angeles is different than Miami. I would say that Los Angeles and Miami are kind of similar, but Los Angeles is a little bit more interested in cosmetic enhancements versus Miami. Miami is interested in body enhancements more so, and like curvy bodies. Los Angeles is interested in more like thinner bodies and kind of facial enhancements, okay? And that's just, I'm literally, like I said, I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just giving you how it is. So yeah, you want to find your market and what city you are looking to live in. So I really liked Texas because Many of their models are fairly natural, and the market is nice because there's a lot of commercial and print stuff. When I was in Miami, I actually flew out to Texas a few times to shoot commercial jobs. So then I was like, okay, this market is awesome for me. If you're someone who is about my size, I'm like a 34, 29, 40. Okay, if you're like in that kind of in between area, then it would be a great market for you. If you're someone who's a bit thinner, then maybe New York, maybe consider New York or Miami. If you're someone that, and yes, Miami likes like thinner girls too, but it's just not as catered to as in New York. So New York would be better for you. Um, there's a market for everyone, okay? And yeah, so I model, and I've still been modeling when the opportunity arises for me. I'm not seeking it out as much as I used to because I have like a realistic expectation on what I can receive from that industry right now. And if it comes easy, then I allow it to be for me, right? But I'm not going to be sending out 12 casting videos, just doing something silly and just doing something silly with my time, because I have multiple streams of income now that are not modeling, and that's just my preference. But I'm always happy to work, especially on a set with awesome people, and that's what I've been doing. The last larger job that I booked was actually for Adobe Photoshop, and that was a global campaign, so that was really cool. Um, I think that modeling does not necessarily have an age limit if you have specific expectations that you're fine with, right? If you're wanting to like catapult, you need to start early, but like I said, save money. Save money, okay? Do not get put in a vulnerable situation. We keep on hearing the story again and again and again. What happens to models that do not have the resources financially and who have the beauty, but also maybe have the naivety? Because a lot of models come from smaller communities, whether that's in the US, that's imported from Slavic countries, that's imported from the Caribbean islands, or the surrounding area of the islands. It's there's a purposeful there's a purposeful format to scouting, right? And we have to be aware of that. So just make sure, firstly, that you're financially set to do this. If that takes you literally like starting work in high school and just like putting like $10 every week away in a savings account, do it. Trust me, you need to do that. But anyway, so yeah, so that's kind of my story. I still like to model. I model more so for friends or friends' companies or different little things. I've done live TV modeling as well. If you haven't, you can follow my Instagram, check it out. I'm Maddy Reactions on Instagram. And you can see me wearing a bunch of different caftans because I worked at a home shopping network, which is one of my favorites. It's so much fun to see what's going on with live TV because it doesn't stop. It's literally 24 hours a day this channel is on. So every single person there has to be on. Every single mistake that you make is there, but it's hilarious because it just keeps on going. It's just a continuous flow of shopping forever and ever and ever. So even if you mess up, it's okay. You can keep going. It's going to be laughed at in the moment. It might be screen grabbed and posted, but it's all in love and it's hilarious. So that's really fun as well. Again, there's so many different avenues. You could also be a fit model. I think that would be a great first topic to go with, though. What kind of modeling style and what kind of model do you want to be and is proper for you and your style? I think that would be a great first video. Okay, we're gonna work on that. But guys, thank you so much for listening to me talk about my story with you, and I hope that I will be able to help assist you on your journey. And I also hope that you have fun and interest in my stories. If you're not an aspiring model and you just want to hear what it's like in this crazy job. But anyways, guys, I love you and I'll see you next time. Bye.